lesson, we're going to look at types of data. Okay. Now, data we get given to us every day. All right. They're like, it could be like football scores. It could be the weather. It could be if there's a pandemic outside. You know, how are we going with rates of infection and things like that. And we need to distinguish between different types of data. So that's what this lesson is. It should be pretty straightforward. And let's just get into it. All right, so there's the data fits into two main pieces of data. One of them is categorical. Okay, so categorical is, as the name suggests, categories. All right. So, for example, we can say, "What is your favorite color?" Okay. All right, so that is a category, okay, because we haven't got a number involved. It's not a scale or anything, and you can say red or you can say blue and stuff like that. Now, is it ordered or distinct? So categories fall into two different things, and I'll do a different one here. What grade did you get in your report? Okay, that's a category as well, because you can get A, B, C, D, or E. Okay, the difference between both of these is that this one is ordered, all right, because there's an order to it. Okay, we all want to get, if I get a B, I want to get an A next time, or if I get a D, I want to get a C next time, because we're trying to go really good. Another one that's ordered is like, you know, you get surveys and you like, it's sort of like go low, medium, high. See how there's no numbers involved, but there is an order to those categories, all right? But with this one, this is just distinct. Okay, so it's a categorical one because it's a category, but it says, what is your favorite color? It doesn't matter, you know, whether you like blue or red. It's not like one's greater than the other. Okay, so just with that, or what is your favorite animal? That's also categorical, and it's also distinct, all right? Because you're going to answer with like a tiger or a horse or a dog and stuff like that. There's no order to it, whilst A, B, C, D down here and low, medium, high have some sort of order, okay? Now, there's a second type of data, and it's called numerical, all right? So numerical is anything that gives you an answer that's a number. So, for example, how old are you? You're not going to say pink, okay? You'll say, I don't know, 13, all right? So, another one that you can say that will give you an answer, how fast did you run 100 meters? Okay, that will give you a number, all right? If you get anything like 12.86 seconds, you're going to get some, it means you're running really, really fast. Now, these also numerical ones, just like categorical ones, can be split up into two different ones. Now, the first one is discrete, right? And the reason why it's discrete is because you get a whole number. Okay, I know that some people say they're 13.5 or 12.5, but essentially you've got one number. Another way is accounting numbers, like how many students are there in class. So I'll put that here. How many students are there in class? Okay, that's discrete also. because we're going to say, I don't know, 25, okay? We don't say 25 and a half, or we don't say 24.7. There's a certain amount of numbers, all right? So discrete is anything that you have a whole number, and sometimes they're called counting numbers. Now, continuous ones are ones that have a decimal point, all right? Whenever you've got a decimal point and you don't have a whole number, that's continuous. So often height is that, depending on how you do it. So height, whenever you time something, like you're getting some sort of decimal places and stuff. But whenever you've got a decimal point, you've got something that's continuous, because it's not fixed. All right. All right, let's do these examples. It goes, if you want to do it before I do, pause it, and then we'll have a go. Okay. Explain if the following are numerical. And then I've got the two categories, discrete or continuous, or categorical, and I've got the two ones, ordered or distinct. Okay. The age of a student, we did this. This is numerical. And it's also distinct. Discrete, sorry. Because it's a whole number, all right? I'm going to go over this side now. A student's favourite colour, well, that's categorical. And it's distinct, because there's no order to it, all right? So there's no order to this one, all right? What about the grade you get for maths in your report? Well, that's a category as well, because you're going to get A, B, C, D, or E. But it actually is ordered, because there's an order to it. All right. A means something, B means something, C means something. All right. How fast a student can run the 400-meter race? Well, that's going to be a time, so the answer is going to be a number, so it's numerical. And it's continuous, because it will have a decimal point, all right, or it could have a decimal point, because you don't always, but like there's no sort of like, you can't say it has to be 43 seconds or 42 seconds. There's no, if you're running those ones, you're running really, really fast, by the way. What you have for breakfast, all right, so I have avocado on toast, you might have Cocoa Pops or Wheat Bix. That's a category, all right. So it's categorical, and it's distinct. And the reason for that is that there's no order to it. I like avocado on toast, you might like bacon and eggs. That's just taste, there's no order to it, all right? How many Wheat Bix you can eat, all right? Ooh, that's definitely numerical. And normally we say that this one is discrete, because you don't normally say I ate 3.5, although I will know that some people will disagree with me. So depending on how you ask the question, will be either discrete or continuous, but I think for most times it will be discrete, because it has to be a whole number. Okay, so what is census? Well, census is everybody. So every, I think, 5 years, Australia does a census, which means everybody in Australia needs to fill out a survey. Now, you might be saying to me, Mr. Bustos, I've never filled out a survey. The truth is, your parents or whoever you're in that house the night of the survey has to fill in information regarding you. All right, so census is everyone. It's everyone. It's every single person. All right, so the census of this class is every person in your class. Okay, so if I said, give me the census of year 7, it's the census of everyone in year 7. Or if I said the census of year 8, that's everybody in year 8, and so on. Census of year 9, everyone in year 9. Okay? The census of the school is everyone in the school. So essentially, census is everyone. All right? And the one that you get to, so make sure you write all this down. Census of Australia is everyone in Australia. Every single person. So census is everyone, and it's really important, and there's a reason why they don't do it every year, And it's because it's really difficult to chase up everybody every year. And it's a lot of money and a lot of information out there. Okay, next one. Sample. All right. Now, a sample is just a portion. A portion of the population. Population is the same as census. It's everyone. All right. So I can say I need to survey 10 students out of year 8, or 10 students out of year 7, or 10 students out of year 10. All right. That's a sample. Instead of surveying everybody in a year group, I'm picking a few students to see how we're going. Now, there's different types of samples. I need you to write this down. There's a random sample, which an example of that is using a random name generator or picking somebody out of a hat. All right. There's no rule to it. It's just like, let's see what comes up. Or you shuffle a deck of cards and you're all assigned a card and you pull it out. That's random. There's a systematic sample, and there's systematic samples. There's many ways that you can do it, but essentially there's a system to getting it. So, for example, here we go. You choose every 5th person on the roll, okay? Or every person born between the 12th and the 15th of every month. And in actual fact, that's the way that governments have done in the past, where they've chosen people to go to war. When they've conscripted you, which means that you have to go, they use a system, all right? Because they didn't want to be seen to be biased or like choosing sides, so they just chose a system. So maybe everyone that was born in November has to go to war. You know, things like that. So there's a system to it. So it's systematic. And the last one is stratified example. Okay. Now, stratified example is like a ratio of it. So, for example, if there are 60 girls and 40 boys in year 8, and I choose 10 students, I will choose 6 girls and 4 boys. All right. So I can't choose more boys than girls. I have to choose in the same ratio. So they are chosen with the same ratio. And this one's really important because, like, if I wanted to survey everybody in the school about uniform and I only pick girls, I'm not really surveying the whole school. I'm surveying the girls in the school. So a stratified sample is actually really important. Okay, so just think about that. Okay, census or sample. All right, so this is an example that we can do together. I don't know what happened there. A sample, census is everyone. So if I did a census of 7B, it means I surveyed everyone in 7B. Okay, so remember, census is everyone. All right. If sample is just a part. If I did a sample of this class, it means I chose I chose 3 students of the class. All right. And we do that a lot. We always do sample. And we do that with SRC. We do it whenever we represent that. We do in government. We have people that go, all right, we need some people from this electorate to go into government and explain things. All right. So sample is just a part of the class. All right. One more example to go. If I pick students with the last name starting with B, C, G, and H to do a survey on homework, what kind of sample is it? It's definitely a sample. And it looks like there's a system to it. So I would say it's systematic, all right? Not random, doesn't look like it's random. They're not drawing a name out of a hat or anything like that. And there's no sort of like ratio to it, okay? All right, same question. If I pick students by picking their names from a hat, with all the names in it. Well, I talked about this. What kind of sample is it? It's random, all right? It's just like, that's luck of the draw, and let's see how we go. All right, well, that's the end of this lesson. Hope it makes sense. Peace out.